been a while. It's been quite some time since I last uploaded anything on this channel. I hope everyone had a good Christmas and a Happy New Year. I myself recently started a new job a few months ago. Despite that, I finally started streaming again after months of inactivity, and that's kind of why I want to make this video. I wanted to talk about a few things, kind of catch up on what I've been doing and working on in the background. Those couple of things being the state of this channel and subsequently the Twitch channel, my work situation and lack of content in the last roughly 9 months, and future projects for this channel. Let's start off with the quickest topic, my work situation and the lack of content in the last 9 months. I recently got a new job back in September, and things have been pretty well so far. I'm making more money than my last job, which has been really helpful. However, that does mean I don't have as much time to stream and edit videos as I would like to have. I wanted to come back months ago and start streaming and making videos again, but work kind of took priority at the time. But after 3 months, I think I've gotten the groove of things and finally found a good schedule for my streams. As for why I pretty much disappeared for so long, I kind of just got tired of streaming to no one. You always hear people say, the best way to grow is maintain consistency and keep pushing out content, but that's always been my problem. I don't think I can maintain that kind of content creation. I'm still not used to editing. Last video I edited together took me months to actually get done, with a mix of work, editing issues due to my lack of knowledge in editing in general, and an unfortunate amount of procrastination being my main problems. Even so, I don't want to give up on YouTube and Twitch. Even when I was working and taking my hiatus from it all, I still had this latent drive to want to stream a certain game I was playing, or make videos about a certain topic I was interested in. And for that, I get into my next topic. The state of my YouTube and Twitch channels is something I think about a lot. In my first video on my YouTube channel, I stated I wanted my channel to be a variety channel. I still want that a lot. I don't want to stick to the same topics all the time for videos. I still want to make gaming videos, I still want to make lore videos, I still want to talk about history, military or otherwise. But I've also realized that my interests vary every now and again. 1 minute I'm into guns and military history, the next I'm interested in first-person shooters, then strategy games, then car mechanics, then racing, and so on and so on. But I want to make videos about all of these things. So many projects, yet so little time. I've put so many projects on the back burner that I've had a hard time keeping track of them all. But that doesn't mean I'm going to stop working on them. I just have to work on them one at a time. Which brings me to my final topic of the video, and the topic I'm most excited to talk about. You may have noticed the gameplay in the background is of Gran Turismo 7. Well, my current project has to do with racing, my current interest. I've always loved racing games. I even streamed my full playthrough of Need for Speed Carbon, which took nearly 10 hours to beat. In some ways, racing has been one of the few passions that I've kept with me for as long as I could remember. And with the new Forza Motorsport now released, my passion for racing has been rejuvenated. So much so that I'm starting a new project, one that brings together Gran Turismo 7 and Forza Motorsport. Endurance racing is probably my favorite kind of racing. The strength to endure hours of racing is something I find quite admirable. And in that essence, this project I'm working on is a way for me to show that passion, that drive to race. I'm starting my own endurance racing series. A bit ambitious, I will admit, but the more I thought about it, the more I wanted to do it. My plan is to stream 35 races across both Gran Turismo 7 and Forza Motorsport, each race lasting 4 hours at least. I figured 4 hours would be enough, considering I've done longer races in the past. My 50-lap race at Nürburgring still haunts me. But I've learned what my limitations are, and I've learned how to work with them. The races pretty much work in a similar way to how real endurance races go. Drivers race for a certain amount of time, a stint. Usually it lasts between 30 minutes to an hour, depending on the driver and the race. I drive for a certain period of time, roughly 30 minutes, then take a break, stand up, stretch, and maybe get something to eat and drink. Then continue that pattern for about 4 hours. There are, of course, going to be limitations to how these races work. Setting up the race is the easiest part. The difficult thing I've run into, however, is deciding what difficulty I should set the bots to. And yes, all the races are just me against bots. Unfortunately, I don't know anyone who has either of these games, let alone anyone who'd race with me for 4 hours straight. But the difficulty of the bots is something I've struggled with recently, as I've already done 2 races so far, the 4 hours at Trial Mountain, and 4 hours at Hockenheimring. Both races have given me insight into how I should not only set up the bot difficulties, but the races themselves. When it comes to Gran Turismo, the bots only have 3 difficulty settings: beginner, intermediate, and professional. At Trial Mountain, I raced against professional bots, and I can tell you, it was a load of bullshit. At any point when I got first place, the bots instantly became faster. I could gain first place after the car in front of me pits, with second place being 20 seconds behind me. By the next lap, second place is 5 seconds behind me and gaining. So yeah, I'm not racing against professional bots again. As for Forza, their difficulty system is a bit different. It runs from a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the easiest and 10 being the hardest. After my race at Trial Mountain, I figured I should try and run at around medium difficulty in Forza at Hockenheim, so I set the bot difficulty to 6. When I started the race, it was fine, until I realized I wasn't gaining on the leaders at all. They just continued to get further and further away. By lap 25, I restarted the race and set their difficulty down to 4. I then realized that was apparently too far down, as I lapped all the cars by at least 3 to 4 laps by the end of the race. So as you can see, the bot difficulty is my biggest issue at the moment when it comes to setting up these races. My next issue is getting people to watch in the first place. How do I promote the series? And how am I supposed to get anyone's attention when it's clear I've made it so I win no matter what? Well, that's the hardest part of this project. I don't know. It's difficult to figure out how to make these races entertaining, because it's not like it's F1. There's no championship scoring, nor is there a point system for any of these races. It's more or less a challenge for me, as I need to stay focused for 4 hours straight, and that's mostly it. Plus, there's quite a bit of in-game money for winning these races, more so in Forza, as many of the cars in that game are relatively cheap compared to Gran Turismo. So, that's my biggest concern, getting people to watch me drive these long-ass races for 4 hours. And even now, I still haven't come up with anything. So I can only hope that people find this content and enjoy it for what it is, a simple challenge of the mind and body to endure 4 hours of non-stop racing, interrupted by a break every 30 minutes, depending. So that's where I am at the moment. I don't know what I'll be doing after this series is over, but thankfully this series should last me a good 5 months, give or take. But if you find that kind of content enjoyable, please consider liking this video, subscribing to this channel, as I do intend on making some videos out of these races. And consider following my Twitch channel as I continue this series. Maybe then I might finally be able to make something of this project. I hope you've somewhat enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all again soon.